Hello guys, welcome to the next video on Node.js tutorial for beginners. In the last video, we have seen how we can use EJS with Express and Node.js. Now in this video, I'm going to give you some more information about EJS and I'm going to show you how we can use some control flows with your EJS templating engine. And let's see how we can use it. For example, we want to use a for loop which we normally use on the client side. Using for loop, we can iterate over any array or something like that. How we can use with the help of EJS, let's see. So for that, I'm going to modify this data structure which we have. So we have this students JSON. And earlier I have created something like that it's like a key value pair. But in a more complex application, a student can have a name, surname, age, or many other things, right? If you are querying with in the database, it can have many data columns, and then I will try to emulate that thing with this JSON. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just modify this array like this, and for the student ID 1, I'm going to first of all add the student's name here, and then I'm going to add the student's name. So for example, Mark. And then, for example, let's say what subject he has taken. So I'm going to just write subjects here, and then this is going to be an array. Okay, so array you can do with square brackets, and let's say this student is of some computer class or programming class. So he has taken C++, Java, for example, and let's say he has taken C also. And same we are going to do with other two students. So instead of this, I'm just going to copy and paste this code here and here also. Okay, and then the student name was Tom here, and the student name for the third ID is, for example, John, right? And the programming language, let's change the programming language. So for example, second student like C#, Python, and let's say he likes some database, MySQL. And third, for example, he likes JavaScript, and he likes for example, SQLite database, and he likes C itself. Okay, so we have this kind of data structure now for the students, right? Now this we want to show on our client, how we can do it. So for that, in the last video, we have created this kind of render method, and we have injected this kind of JSON there, right? Now because we have modified our JSON data structure, so here we will take the student JSON, and then we will first of all find its ID. So this will be this one, and then dot name is going to give you the name of the student. Okay, and then ID will be same, and let's say we want to add one more field which is subjects. Okay, so I'm just going to copy here and paste it here, and then subjects, how we can extract the subjects, let's see. So I'm just going to just give the line break here, and subject will be the same as the name, but instead of subjects, instead of name, we will just replace the name with the subject. So you can do something like this. Now this is going to be sent as an array to the client. So the client EJS file has to parse it or iterate over this array, and then show the output, right? So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add a h1 tag, and then I'm going to just write here, for example, subjects, and then I'm going to add a unordered list or ordered list, whatever you want. So for example, I'm going to add an unordered list here. So let's add an unordered list. So UL for unordered list. And then we can inject, for example, some JavaScript code for parsing this subjects array, right? So what we are going to do is we are going to write the name of the array. So this time the element name is subject. We want to pass this element, right? So we will take this element subjects, and then we will iterate over it. So there are many ways of iterating over array. In JavaScript, we are going to just use for each, for example. Okay, so just write for each, and then we will just write a callbacks function. So just write function, and then just write, for example, item. And then just we will iterate over all the subjects and we will print it. Okay, and don't forget to give the ending bracket and the semicolon here. Now the way you show this using EJS is the same way you used in the last video. So you use this starting angle bracket and then a mod symbol, but for the JavaScript you don't use this kind of equals for the code, right? So you just need to use for example this starting angle bracket and mod, and in the end the mod and then closing angle bracket, right? And then you need to do the same here also with the next line like this. Okay, so you don't need to use equals here whenever you are using, for example, a JavaScript function. And then you can normally add a HTML tag once again. So for example, this is a list item for us, so I'm going to just write list item, and then we are going to just print that item. So how if we can print it, we just need to print the item, because this item contains our data, for example subject, right? So the way you do it using EJS, you just need to do this angle bracket percentage equals as we have done in the last video, like this, right? And then this would be the item, right? So all the items will be iterated. So let's save our code and let's run it, and let's see what's the result. So I'm going to ask for the student 1, so student and then 1, and then refresh the page. So we got the error, and let's see what the error is. So it says syntax unexpected token, then this curly bracket. So we need to search for this kind of bracket, and let's see where it is. So in our function, yeah, so I have closed this anonymous function here. We don't need this extra bracket here, because we are closing this bracket for this function here, right? And this curly brace is with this one, and this is the item, right? So there was an extra bracket here, so that's why the error was coming. Let's refresh the page once again. And now we see the output, right? Let's see the output for student 2. And now he has different subjects, right? And let's see the output for student 3. And he has the different subjects, right? So in this way, you can use arrays and JavaScript code with EJS. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and bye for now.